And we are back. Thank you so much, guys, for staying tuned in. And of course, we are live on the Facebook and YouTube pages. And of course, if you are just tuning in, of course, it's another episode of the Nature Isle Small Business Buzz, brought to you compliments Archipelago Trading Agents of Beacon Insurance Limited. And good afternoon to you once again. And of course, if you are live on our Facebook page, of course, you can see that we have our guest in studio. She is literally catching her breath at this point. So thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, we're going to allow our guests to cool down a bit before we get started in the conversation. And of course, like I said, it's all about from dough to dollars. We're discussing everything business, everything youth empowerment, everything economic empowerment and independence on island. And of course, we'll just like to give a huge shout out to the MBFD one time. And of course, we do appreciate you guys' support to the NISBB program. And of course, let's take a short break from our sponsors and we will be right back to get started with the conversation.
Yeah. Living in the positive.
Nature Isle Small Business Buzz, NISBB, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Only on Q95, the big station, empowering entrepreneurs from small to tall. Insights, inspiration, and expert advice to help our small businesses realize their immense potential to grow and flourish and take their rightful vital place in our economy. Let's help our small businesses go global. Only on Q95, the big station.
We have to buy local in this country, supporting local, for boost the economy. Purchasing local, the extremity.
On its way, the United Workers' Party, Team Dominica, and the Electoral Reform Coalition is launching the first Dominica Economic Revival Summit 2024 under the theme Planning for Sustainable Growth and Development, taking place June 4th to the 6th at the Jungle Bay Resort and Spa. Sufria is on its way.
Present will be key stakeholders, government officials, business leaders, and experts in various fields in Dominica to engage in creating a master plan to serve as a roadmap to Dominica's future development. Healthy talk, lively debate in agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, agribusiness, renewable energy, construction, and the blue and green economy. It's on its way June 4th to the 6th. You don't want to miss the first Dominica Economic Revival Summit, which will begin on June 4th, the 4th until the 6th, where 9 outstanding Dominicans will be honored and awarded at the grand opening dinner and award ceremony on Tuesday, 4th June. $250. This will be followed by Dominica Economic Revival Summit on Wednesday and Thursday, 5th and 6th, from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Secure dinner tickets in person with Mr. Nicholas George at 285-5585. Seats at this economic revival will be limited, so don't delay. Now it's time to restart, kickstart, and jumpstart Dominica's economy. Restore and rescue Dominica's economy.
And bam, we're back right here in studio. And of course, we are live on the Facebook page. It's on Q95 FM radio. And of course, the numbers are 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. And of course, our overseas number are 305-432-9624. And of course, guys, we do appreciate you always tuning in. And of course, like I always say, we bring the best of the best to, have a discussion about everything business. And of course, if you are live on our Facebook page, of course, you can see we have a young lady in studio this afternoon. We're going to discuss Yummies. That's just what I like to stick to, Yummies. And you guys will really, with later on in the conversation, you will really understand where I'm going with this. So we are saying good afternoon to Miss Megan Denise from Yummies Bakery. Persons, you may have heard the name Yummies Bakery already. I have just started looking at it, and of course, it is indeed yummy, to be honest. So, good afternoon, Miss Dennis, and welcome to the studio of Q95 FM Radio. And of course, we're happy to have you. How are you doing so far? I mean, the week just got started. How is your week going so far?
I feel like the week about to end because it's already Tuesday, so that being it's basically Thursday, so it's
Yeah.
like Friday.
Wow.
Very fast.
And of course, you are the owner of Yummies Bakery.
Yes.
Yes. So we tell our listeners a little bit about you in order to really put into perspective the conversation that we will have moving forward till about 10 minutes past 5 p.m. And of course, who is Megan Dennis?
Well, I would say that I'm a baking genius. I like if I haven't made anything before and I decide to make it, it wouldn't be perfect,
Yeah.
but it would be good enough to eat. So I feel like I have a natural gift, like I was made to do certain things, and baking was one of them. And from a young age, I always liked reading. My
Mhm.
mom had a lot of cookbooks. She had one in particular about cookies,
Yeah.
and I really liked that one. And there were like so many different flavors, and I just swore to myself that that is what I want to do one day. Eventually, like for school and the influence of friends and other people around me, I changed my career path multiple times. At one
Wow.
point, I wanted to be a dermatologist.
Uh-huh.
I still would like
Yes,
dermatology. I
yes.
just don't study for 10 years. I had other interests as well, like forensic science, for example.
Wow.
I really like sciences. That's what I did. I didn't do any business subjects in school, so the business angle I had to learn myself.
Wow.
But
And
for baking, self-taught.
And of course, it really, brings into perspective the owner of Yummy's Bakery. And of course, that's huge. From, directing your aspirations towards the medical field to now you're here all about the business field. And of course, as a woman, of course, as a young lady, we're often really questioning whether or not we're empowering women into the field of business and finances, etc. The whole stereotypical mindset of women being men usually are breadwinners of the family rather than women. And of course, you are the owner of Yummy's Bakery, and of course, that's really interesting. So we want to really hear the story behind Yummy's Bakery. When did you decide that you wanted to become? I mean, you did say that you loved being in the kitchen, and of course, when did that really start off? And you decide that, hey, I want to be the owner of Yummy's Bakery.
So for the cooking
Yes.
part, from the time that I was able to understand that what my mother was doing in the kitchen,
Mhm.
I was interested in cooking.
Wow.
And as for when I started my business, I actually started my business in second form
Oh, really?
because we had a project to do for science where we had to make something from raw materials. And I made cookies from stuff that I find at my home. I cheated, but I still I still got a good mark, and my teacher complimented them a lot, and it meant a lot to me because we had a difficult relationship at the time.
Wow.
So if he could say something positive about something I made, that means that it was very good. So that really set me on track. From that one compliment, I decided that yes, I can do this because he was my arch
Yeah.
nemesis.
And of course, that's the motivation right there for that business. But you said you started off in second form. So I'm presuming that how old is Yummy's Bakery?
When I was in second form, it was like 2014, 2015.
Oh wow.
Old.
So your business is very, very old. Wow. And of course, really deciding, how did you feel like really starting off your business? Of course, like as a young person, did you really say that, hey, I wonder if I'm really cut up for this job of starting a
Multiple times.
business? And of course, I think that's where we all have that sort of mindset. I thought the word rather you just say. I think I say it too often at this point. But yeah, why? What was the motivation to really push past that mindset that, hey, I wonder if I'm really cut off to be a business owner?
Well, I have like a very loud voice
Yeah.
in my head constantly. It's called my mom. She will not let me quit. whatsoever, she refuses to let me quit. Like if I don't bake for a while, she
Mhm.
would get on me. She's like, "Why you not baking?
Yeah.
Bake." So that is like my number one motivator. And I just like I'm good at so many things, but that's the thing that I taught myself. Then no one else taught me other things. Like I know how to sew, but someone taught me how to sew.
Yeah.
I know how to design clothes, but someone taught me how to do that. But baking, like no, I followed the recipe through, but no one
Mhm.
was there to say you should do this instead of that. I had to learn that from trial and error by myself. And in the beginning, my cookies were rough.
Yeah.
They used to be so hard.
Wow.
And I was like, I will fix that one day. And just by reading, researching things, baking down to the science, not just the recipes and all
Mhm.
that, I fixed my so I have my own recipes,
Uh-huh.
most of it.
Wow.
I have like 57 different cookie flavors.
And I saw these pictures. Let me tell you about it. At this point, I wish I could just go through the phone and really eat all this out. And of course, big up to your mom right now. Of course, every time I call, she was like, "Yes, it's either you or Task Force that's calling my phone right now." So big up to your mom right now who is listening. Of course, you came from all the way from.
Grand Bay.
So imagine that's the dedication, and that's the story that really puts everything into perspective. The dedication of someone to go an extra mile for their business. And of course, the minute I called, I could actually hear the excitement in your voice to be a guest on the program. Of course, we do appreciate you being right here, right now. And of course, you said, well, we like to hear the backstory in terms of the trials and tribulations starting off that business before you end up being where you are right now. So tell us a little about what was the first flavor that you created?
Okay, so I wouldn't say created,
Yeah.
but the first flavor that I perfected and created my own recipe from was chocolate chip cookie.
Wow.
It's the most simple cookie flavor, but it like really easy to mess it up
At this point, yeah.
because it's simple, so it has to be absolutely mind blowing for people to like be like, oh, I want like 5 chocolate chip cookies from Yummies Bakery, and I really want Yummies Bakery to become like a household name, like during certain events, birthdays, anything like, people will think of me to cater for their events. Um, difficulties, the economy.
As a young person, how that aspect, of course, we have seen a lot of young persons in in recent times. I think the one of the main the factors was, well, there are two factors. One being Hurricane Maria, and afterwards the COVID-19
COVID.
pandemic. Of course, these are two factors that really affected the way the economic activity is being you know happening right here now in
Yes.
Dominica. But as a young person, how has that really affected you starting off a business?
So I'll start by cost of ingredients.
Yeah.
Because there is a brand of butter that I used to use, and I used to buy it like 480, 450 a
Mhm.
box. There were 4 sticks in the box.
Wow.
It's like $10 now. $10 for that for 4 sticks of butter.
It's crazy.
Very crazy. And like everything, inflation. That's understandable
Mhm.
because as you say, the COVID-19 pandemic, also the wars,
The war,
everybody trying to
exactly,
kill
yeah.
each other and stuff. So things are difficult right now. But how I overcome certain things is that I am able to make a lot of the things that I use, like
Mhm.
toppings such as caramel or like crumble, any compote or filling, I can make it from scratch.
Wow.
Those, like if I have to, like let's say I have a cookie recipe
Mhm.
where I have to make like a vanilla wafer cookie
Yeah.
to crumble and put on it. And I really don't need to put in all that effort. I could just buy vanilla wafer,
Yeah.
but it's not going to taste like my vanilla wafers.
Is that the joy in baking?
And
Is that the motivation?
like the finished product,
Mhm.
when you see what you make, the design, everything, like when you just look at it or you take a picture and you go back and you look at it and you think like, I made that. It makes you feel really good inside. Like you have a purpose, you talented, it just makes you feel like you are a useful person in society, I guess. Like, I wouldn't say you're feeling like, so, okay. So during the COVID pandemic,
Yeah.
I lost my job because I couldn't work from home.
Oh wow.
It had so many factors affecting me working from home,
Mhm.
and I wasn't baking steadily as yet. But one of the things that I think about when I bake is that during that time I had no like source of income whatsoever.
Wow.
Like I had to stay home and just sit down and wonder when I could apply for a next job. But when I run my small business, like I decide the income I make most of the time, and I can control like the flow and the loss of money most of the time. So it's more beneficial to me as a person to be like self-employed than to be, because the COVID pandemic scared me. Not just the pandemic, like people getting sick, but the way society was after it, and we're still recovering from it.
We are, yes.
So I rather be self-employed in a time like that, because no one can fire me. Or I mean, my business might not be classed as an essential business, but I make my profits, so maybe I'll have some money saved up to be able to keep myself afloat. The pandemic, Maria didn't even scare me like the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I
Tell
actually
me
almost
about it.
died during
Wow.
Maria. Like all of us, not just me. Everybody in Dominica almost died.
So, and of course, that's a traumatic event, to be honest. Let me
Yes.
tell you about it, because I think that this was the one of the worst experiences anyone had to go through,
Yes.
especially young people. But you did touch a bit on the feeling of really finally having a sense of being economically or financially independent. And of course, we have heard a lot of young persons saying, "Hey, one day I want to be my own boss. I don't want to be doing the usual 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, etc." And it's always good to be in your own person.
When you're your own boss, you don't work 8 to 5
Yeah.
or 9 to 5. You work 24/7.
Let me tell you about it. So
Because you
you
have
work
to do
24.
You have to do everything yourself, especially when you have a small business like mine. I wouldn't classify it as small business. I'd more classify it as a micro business. That's how small it is, because I'm the sole owner. I'm everything, accountant, everything.
Wow.
So I have to do all those things on my own. And if I didn't like learn certain things like accounting from YouTube, actually,
Wow.
yes, I watched a video for like, it was like 3 hours long, and it
That's
take me
crazy.
it take me 2 years to finish watching it.
Wow.
But I finally understand certain things now. So I might do a course, business course in college.
And I was about to touch on that area. Like, but starting up your business, the whole developing, or really tweaking up on the mentality of a business person. YouTube was one of the areas. I mean, of course, as a Gen Z,
Yes.
Utilizing the various digital platforms is very beneficial to start up a business. Despite YouTube, what other resources or persons and organizations that you really participated or got involved in to really allow you to become that business person that you are right now?
One of the places was NDFD,
Mhm.
because they have Curl in the Streets, which I only did once last year, but
Oh,
it
wow.
was around Christmas time, which was very nice actually. And they had a D marketplace thing every Friday.
Yeah.
I think Saturdays too. I can't recall my sister going Saturday or something, but that was really good because a lot of other people got to know my business and what my business was about. I also got I got posted through Fine Foods page because I used one of their products.
And let
So
me guess.
they gave me some free promo.
What's the name of the product?
Glow Spread
I
Butter.
know that. Yeah. Yeah, and of course, the entire story. Of course, you got some good exposure from these areas, and of course, that helped you really improve yourself. Did you, by any chance, really participate in any capacity building through NDFD? So NDFD was the only institution that you got some assistance in terms of getting up there.
Everything else was either social media or word of mouth or through my friends in school, because or workplaces where I would tell people that I bake and show them what I bake and stuff, and then they would order from me. But
Oh, wow.
I haven't gotten much exposure from any big business other than NDFD and like that post from Fine Foods. And I would say you guys know. Thank you for calling me for that, for real.
You're welcome. I mean, we're providing this platform to empower entrepreneurs like yourself. to really get out there and really, assist you, aid you in reaching that goal that you want to reach as a young person and as a young lady, as a young woman in the whole business the business sector on Ireland. And of course, we like to hear a bit more as to your support background. And of course, before we do that, we're going to take a short break from our sponsors. And of course, before we do that, we just want to big up NDFD one time. And of course, Fine Foods and every single person that assisted you on your journey. And of course, I know your family, of course, would be huge support on your back. So your mom may be listening right now, unless she is. We just want to give a huge shout out to your entire family and every single person who has supported you on your journey thus far. So guys, the numbers before we take a short break is 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. And of course, if you can call us from overseas, the numbers are 305-432-9624. And of course, call in and, lend your support and give some, form of encouragement. It, of course, we're speaking about economic empowerment, financial independence, young persons. Of course, call in and give your encouragement, learn more about her business, and of course, be engaged and interact with us right here in studio. So stay tuned. We will be right back after this short break.
Give babies the comfort they need with paddless diapers. A diaper with a powerful storage core that locks the wetness away and keep your baby dry. Smooth your baby's skin with a breathable cotton-like cover because paddless diapers has a wetness indicator. Your precious baby deserves a diaper like Paddlers, which has an easy fit due to flexible side panels with stretch that ensures increased comfort and freedom to move, to crawl, to walk, to run, and play. Paddlers, distributed by Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
Dominica, get ready for Mayfest Part 2. Non-stop fetting from Friday, May 31st. Setwa Official and MDC presents Hurricane Color Juve Fest with music juggling by DJ Slim, DJ Turner, DJ Pocket, Kenny G, Signal Man, DJ Apute, and DJ MJ at the Marigot Fisheries Complex from 11 p.m. Saturday, June 1st is International Artist Night with entertainment by DJ Rex, Sona, Rich, Hooters and the Crew, Danger Day, and live on stage out of Jamaica. Dancehall superstar, Governor.
Big woman thing, me a beg you up front.
Governor.
Them a beg you so.
The Booyah Boss, Asa Banta. Dynamic and DJ MJ. It all goes down at the Marigot Fisheries Complex from 10 p.m. Hold on, we cool it down on Sunday, June 2nd from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. with the all-white cooler fest at the Pegwa Bay Riverside. Live performances by Nice. DJ Flip, Venma Sounds, DJ Taffy, DJ Appy, and Tiki International.
You're the whistle.
May 31st to June 2nd, all roads lead to Marigot. See you there. These events are sponsored by Heineken, Digicel, Fine Foods Inc., Afwawi Big Shop, Caribbean, Big Belly Sound, Moccasin, Topitar, Divas, Middle Bay, Campari, Carlo Rossi, MCCU, Coca-Cola, Q95, the Government of Dominica, Carib Shandy.
Pull over, back it up in the rover.
It's good. It's good. It's back. The Kentucky sandwich from KFC is back. Good. The Kentucky sandwich, only $16.50. Want more? Then get a combo with sandwich, regular fries, and regular soda for $23. Feel happy to save at KFC. KFC, it's good.
Life doesn't always go to plan. Home is your safe place. So when the unexpected happens, make sure it's protected. Beacon's home and contents policies can help by providing complete cover for losses due to fire, theft, and natural disasters. Call Archipelago Trading at 448-5247 or visit beacondominica.com and get complete cover for your home and contents today. Insurance is a promise to pay. At Beacon, we keep our promises.
And yeah, we're back again. And of course, we do want to thank our viewers on the Facebook Live. Of course, big you guys up one time. Thank you for engaging with us. And of course, you can call into studio and engage with us as well rather than the Facebook page. But we do appreciate you guys. If you're listening to us by radio, thank you so much for listening. Of course, we know that the conversation a bit it is interactive and of course a great way to really end your day coming from work. It has been a long tiring day, and to hear a young person talking about business and finances and motivation and challenges, etc., it's really and truly motivating. And of course, we are back. And of course, for those of you just joining us, we're here in studio with the owner of Yummies Bakery. We're speaking about everything yummy and from dough to dollars, of course. And of course, Megan, we really touched a bit on before we took the short break, a bit on an area that a lot of people like to hear about. So now we really want to touch on the most important pillar of uh, starting off a small business as a young person, and that really is support, your support system. You decided your mom was very instrumental in really assisting you to really craft on or tweak on your chef skills as a baker. Let's really touch. So when did you really go to your mom and say, "Hey, I want to be a baker, or I want to really take cookies into and the whole baking area into a business"? What was the reaction, and what was the reaction for the rest of your family?
So I think she figured that out herself
Yeah,
because I used to steal ingredients and make stuff when she wasn't home.
yeah,
And also from the moment that I got the compliments from my teacher, like from that very day, I was like, I want to make cookies to sell.
yeah.
And she was like, okay, you can. And they were very cheap at first. They were like only $1.
What?
And they used to be huge
Wow.
because ingredients were like cheap.
And
And
yeah,
I could get stuff for like little to nothing. So,
I was just going to say that.
I didn't want to be expensive at first
Yeah.
because I really wanted to like get out there and like settle in with people first. Before I hit them with the bam, $5 for
Girl,
cookie.
yeah.
One of my pillars of support was a friend that I had. We're not friends anymore, but like at the time, I always used to hang with her like every single day, and I made her cookies once, and she was like, "I really like her cookies, but this and that and that and this wrong with it." I was like, "Okay, I'll fix that," and
Yeah.
then I keep baking for her until she was like, "Okay, you need to get these out here to more people." And well, she was from America,
Yeah.
so she shared on her platform, and there were actually people in like Canada and the US though asking if I could like ship it to them.
Wow.
So like she was one of the people that made me feel like really motivated to continue baking because she was like I don't want to say judgmental,
Yes.
but stoosh. So it's like she was really hard to please.
Uh-huh.
So the fact that she liked my cookies so much and she used to talk about it to everybody, like if her family called her, she'd be like, "Oh, this is my friend and she bakes cookies," and then she'd show them the cookies. And so like she right up there with my mom. I also had a group of friends that would like when they get paid, they give me like $20 or $50 from their salary. That so like I
Wow.
could buy ingredients to bake for them
Mhm.
because they liked my cookies that much. So I had a lot of support. Support was something that I never lacked when it came to starting my business.
But now you're at a level that you're comfortable in terms of that support, of course, aided in you being at the level that you are currently. But in terms of the rest of your family, I know we want to really touch on the financial part, but your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, what was the support like and the reaction?
Well, a lot of them were like, "Oh, she got it from her mother." That was the first thing.
Yeah.
Because my mother is like known chef of the family, you know? So and then the second reaction was like, a lot of my aunties were like, you want to be a chef or like chefs have money and all those things. I was like, even if I make it like $50,000 a month and I hate every single body in my job, I will still leave the job. I will still leave the job. So I rather be like happy with what I'm doing. And eventually when they see that I was really good at my craft and I started like getting known and I was successful enough for the stage that I was at, then the support came like immediately in waves, like huge waves, tsunami waves. My family are very supportive, close-knit family. like we are very opinionated. So sometimes we might not be talking to each other for a while, but that's for a time.
Yeah, the love is
Very
still
strong.
there.
Strong, like Maria Win.
Girl. And of course I can feel that from right where I am right now. And of course, like I always say, once you love what you do, it would never feel like hard work to you. And that's, of course, that's a fact, to be honest.
Unless if you're making cinnamon rolls.
Good. I can imagine the pressure. Yes, yes. Yeah, I can imagine.
I actually there was a moment that I wasn't making rolls, but I was making brownies.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember like what I did wrong. But like my brownies, they were forget about rice, anything. They were not even baking. They were like a gooey mess.
Uh-huh.
I just sit down and I just started crying.
Wow.
Because I had so many orders for those brownies and I had to go to everybody and tell them that. And like I couldn't type because my hand was shaking because I was really, really sad. I was very sad.
You were really out of yourself back then.
So like everybody was like, "You crying?" Because I said my voice was in the hair and he cried my voice. I was so embarrassed, but no, that is something to cry for. See, you bake like 24 brownies, and none of them are okay. And people waiting. Forget about the money, but people patiently waiting on their treats, and they cannot get it. So business have its ups and downs, but it have some moments you really feel like quitting.
That's true, and of
You have
course,
to push through.
and of course that's the motivation. And let's really tune or magnify or put the skills of managing a business under the microscope of the conversation right now. And now we're really on marketing. Well, let's touch finance before we go to marketing. In terms of budget and understanding cash flow and really understanding profit and loss, really, how did you manage to really develop your mindset in terms of that aspect? Really understand, hey, I made that amount of profits, or I made that amount of loss, and this is what I got to do to really address that issue, or really, budgeting. I know, girl, as human beings, budgeting is a skill we have to master over time.
Yes.
So let's touch on that area in terms of budgeting, cash flow, profit loss. How did you really understand? And right now, how are you implementing when you develop your skill on that aspect? How did you implement it into your business?
So I learned how to manage like profits and loss from my mom because she is also a small business owner.
Oh wow!
She owns a snack in Granby next to the high school, and like she taught me that I should. One of the ways that I can like monitor how much I make and how much I spend is by tracking the prices of certain ingredients and like keeping a note of them. So if you track like the amount that is, if it rise, if it decrease the prices, you know how much you can buy, how much you can afford for the month, if you can buy in bulk, if you can just buy 2 for now. Also budgeting doesn't exist with my business, but probably for my personal life. But for my business, I wouldn't say I have a specific budget, because if I stumble upon a particular ingredient that sometimes it goes scarce for a long time, and I have certain things in stock, I would just like buy a lot of that ingredient, because the market, like the supermarkets, are very unpredictable with what they will have and what they won't have. Also, they're never able to tell you that, hey, we won't have cream cheese for a month in advance. So I cannot really say that I have a fixed budget for my business, because I have to spend different amounts of different times. Also, I will literally, like, I have no exaggeration. Today is Tuesday. I'll come and I'll buy a box of cream cheese, $13. I'll come back Friday or Saturday, and the box of cream cheese will be $15. So you can't keep a budget when it comes to running like a food business. When it comes like buying certain ingredients,
it's very unpredictable.
You can't keep a fixed budget. You can have a budget, but not fixed. You will never know what exact amount you will spend, because the prices are very unpredictable.
So I really want to get your reaction on that aspect in terms of budgeting. A lot of persons tend to say, hey, in order for you to really expand your business or really enhance and grow your business, that budgeting is an important aspect. What do you have to say to people who really say that the budgeting is vital in order to develop your and expand your business?
I think budgeting is for when you cannot manage things, because if you have a good cash flow, then you wouldn't need to budget to expand your business. You need to invest in certain things, like if you have a cafe and you don't sell espresso and everyone requests espresso, you make more profits than usual. You buy an espresso machine. So like you wouldn't have in your budget, okay, like not you wouldn't necessarily have an espresso machine on your list,
Yeah.
but because it is in such high demand, you'll be like, let me get one for my business. So that is more of an investment than having a budget. Because if you buy like the same things, like you KFC, you buy same ingredients all the time, then you can have a budget for that. But a business like a bakery, where you buy different things at different times, or like you might not get that brand of butter that day, and it's the expensive one you have. So you can't budget for things like that.
So for you, cash flow, having a good and consistent cash flow, it overtakes the need for a budget, especially in owning a bakery or in the baking area. And of course, marketing. I have my eye on the area of marketing. I mean, as a young person, we rely heavily on the various digital platforms. We have Facebook and Instagram, of course, which has majority of followers and engagement and interaction. How have you been able to really utilize these social media platforms in order to really attract customers and prospective customers towards your business? What role has technology played in the development of your business?
Huge role. People like what they see. They like good looking things. So pictures, always sharing pictures on my Instagram or my Facebook page. Well, Facebook stole my page. If you have Mark Zuckerberg number, tell him I would like my page back, because Facebook just stole my page and I cannot find it for the life of me. So I would always share things, even if I don't bake to sell, but I bake something for home. I would share a picture of it. Another thing that I used to gain interaction was giveaways, and like I would do like games and quizzes. Like I would do like a trivia game where I would ask you questions about baking things. And people will run on the internet, but is who faster with their answers? Because everyone will cheat, so it's who faster with their answers. So that is one of the ways that I gain interaction a lot.
Yeah.
Also, I've been wanting to do collabs with other people, but because of how I work, like me and my mother work in Snacket together, so we don't finish at a fixed time every day. We finish at a different time. So I sometimes on Saturdays we have different things to do. So I haven't really gotten around to doing that, but I would love to do like a pop-up shop with another baker or something.
So if any baker out there is listening, we have, I mean, oftentimes we don't hear these things because I think it's a Dominica mindset that owning a business, we're always in a competition, and that person always, I mean, there, like I always say, especially on the program, that there needs to be collaboration among small businesses. I mean, we're all for, it's not only, we don't only want to, assist ourselves in terms of economic development, we also assist in the development of Dominica's economy and young persons like yourself. So if you're listening out there and you may be thinking about, hey, this sounds like a good idea and I'm interested, of course, you can reach out. And of course, Megan, how can persons reach out to you? I mean, do you have Instagram, right? I know Facebook isn't like that. So how can persons find you?
I made a new Facebook. I'm not sure if they will find it because I haven't been using it for a while. I've been mostly on Instagram. I see everyone has Instagram nowadays because a guy from my village, he like in his 70s. I see him follow me the other time. So people find me on Instagram for the time.
So how can persons find your business on Instagram?
Yummies Bakery _ or if they visit my regular page, it's in my bio. It's linked in my bio.
Okay, so those of you who have access to Instagram, you can reach out to Yummies Bakery _ That's on Instagram. To all our Gen Z's listening right now, and of course, persons who do not have access. I mean, where persons right now may be listening and say, "Hey, I want to try your products." And of course, we will touch a bit so they can really get more, enticed onto your Yummies delights. On that, is there a telephone number that they may be able to, reach out to you to, let's say, make an order or try out your products?
Currently, not right now, but soon though. I can't give like a particular date,
Yes.
but I know very soon that there will be a number that they can reach out to. I wanted to separate my personal and business numbers because I will say that no stranger has ever done this to me. My
Yeah.
friends will text me at 11 p.m. What you baking tomorrow? Go to bed.
Mhm.
I sleep in.
Wow.
I'm asleep. It's 11 p.m.
That's
I'm not a
crazy.
sukuya.
And of course, I wanted to commend you before we really slide to your social media. In terms of course, I want to commend you for really, as a young person, really understanding and utilizing technology to your benefit to develop your business. And of course, when you spoke about giveaways and engaging audiences, and of course, this is one of the main tips in order to really draw in customers. And of course, right now, I think, personally, I'm saying about time. Let's touch a bit on the various desserts that you create. You do have some in studio right now. So those of you on our Facebook Live, she has some cookies right here in studio. Of course, they're looking delish right now. So of course you can see it on the Facebook Live. If you're not on Facebook, hop onto Facebook. It's Q95 FM, and you can see it. So this is the cookies she has in studio. I'm gonna touch a bit on this, and of course, let me tell you, going back, let me even hop back to my to my WhatsApp right now to look at all
I
these.
think you dream about that. I think you dream about that.
Let me tell you, call me obsessed, but I was looking forward to the day so we can discuss all these products because I've been having a sweet tooth lately. And of course, look at all these products that you have. Let's touch a bit. So those of you who really have a sweet tooth, and of course, June is approaching and it's the best time to have a sweet tooth right now. What are some of like the various cookies that you make? I mean, you don't only make cookies, but what are some of the things that you want to tell person that you create right now? And of course, you have your own recipes.
Yes.
What are some of the cookies and
So
yeah.
this is like a recipe that I wrote for a while and I wanted to try.
Mm-hmm.
So it's peanut butter M&M,
Oh wow.
and I haven't tasted it yet. I know, but I eat a crumb and it was okay, but you have to eat a bigger piece than a crumb.
By the way.
I don't know. So I inventing new flavors. I would just go online and look for it, like inspiration. And if I see something I like, I'll be like, okay, let me make a recipe based on like that
Yes.
cookie. So some of the recipes that I invented was my Blue Monster cookie. It's a blue velvet cookie stuffed with an Oreo, and it's also topped with Oreos and white chocolate. I also have a lemon and strawberry crunch, which is a Jello infused cookie. So the flavoring is from like gelatin,
Mhm.
and it has like frosting and crumble that I make from scratch, tops on it. And another flavor that I created was guava cheesecake. I don't have any pictures of
Yeah.
it, but it's like a shortbread cookie with a guava and cheesecake filling, chocolate chip walnut carrot cake cookies. Oh, you saved the best for last.
Mhm.
So I invented a fruitcake cookie.
Wow.
If you hear anyone else say they have a fruitcake cookie, they lie. They stole my recipe. Please tell me so I can find them and sue them.
So we having a disclaimer right now, right there for that fruitcake we're gonna pour. Guys, I'm telling you, it don't only have to be okay, wait, hold on. We only accustomed eating fruitcake in December. But for me, fruitcake is every day. So do you currently make fruitcake that person can just reach out and say, hey, I want to see your fruitcake cookie?
No,
Wow.
I don't want anyone to get used to it and it to be a special thing that people look forward to every year, like Christmas. I look forward to Christmas because we cook in plenty food and I can eat how much food.
Wow, and look at you.
I was
really
look like
adding
5
that-
months pregnant after I finished eating.
And look at you being a bit creative and mysterious at the same time.
Yes.
And of course, she's saying, well, I think I have to start putting my months on countdown to December. But right after this program, I'm gonna put in my order for my fruitcake cookies. So those of you that going to stay at the back until December, that we are. But you have to order right now. And of course, all these cookies, they sound very delicious. And of course, we do have a few commenters on the Facebook Live. We just want to pick them up one time. We have Marshall, Lawrence, we have Roy Wu, and Candice Love, and of course, all the
that's my
rest of our comments there.
bestie.
Yes, so you have a number of supporters on the Facebook Live.
She's
So
my
thank
friend
you.
since preschool.
Wow. And of course, thank you guys so much for the support that you continue to give Miss Dennis for Yummies Bakery. And of course, we do, wish you guys continued, vibes and blessings to continue providing us the support that you continue to need to develop a business. So while we wind down to our, last minutes, I know, of course, we're looking forward to persons maybe here at last program that Creole Industries. We're looking forward to Creole Industries. Will you be at Creole Industries?
For sure. How else will I sample everything there?
Yeah, and of course, you will have cookies on sale at that event.
I will have almost everything that I bake
Really?
on sale.
So those of you, I thought the date of Creole Industries. Is it the 24th of October? I'm trying to really remember the date.
Last time it was in December, so I didn't know the previous date.
Yeah.
My mother always goes because she
Mhm.
has a small business, but last year was my first time, and it was in December. So
Wow. And of course, I wish I did it right now so I can say. But we're looking forward to Creole in the streets. You can, of course, look forward. She literally said she's gonna have all the flavor cookie, and of course, I think I'm going to really stand by that stand and taste every single one of your cookies on that day.
if you get diabetes, that has nothing to do with me whatsoever.
Don't worry, I'm gonna bring 1 liter bottle of tropical water to me. And of course, while we're on the subject of being an entrepreneur, there may be persons out there, a young person like yourself, who think, hey, I maybe want to start up a business, or I started a business, I have the idea, I put the pen to paper, like we always say, but I really want to really understand a bit more about starting a business. So, what would be your some words of encouragement or guiding questions, insights that you'd like to provide to them to really assist them?
So firstly, like something that I still struggle with.
Yes.
So I would like to say firstly, don't compare yourself to other people. If you do that, you will destroy yourself mentally, and in the process, you will destroy your physical business. So what I mean by that is a lot of times, like you say, as we say, the Dominican mindset, we like to look
Yes.
to other people as competition. I look to other people as inspiration. Like I'll see a baker better than me, and I'll be like, I hope I get as good as her one day. I wouldn't be like, oh, like she baking, she's my competition. Like every baker I can find in Dominica, I will follow them on Instagram.
Yeah.
They'll think I spying on them. I am spying on you. I want to see what nice things you make.
Yeah.
I support. It's literally support for me. I'll never hate on anybody starting this business like mine. Also, you'll never be completely organized.
Mhm.
No one who ever started a business was completely organized. Amazon starting a garage. Jeff Bezos is a trillionaire.
Uh-huh.
So you'll never be completely organized. You'll never know where to start, the exact place to start. Eventually, you will learn everything. You'll find your footing through experience. That is what I think that would make you successful in business, because you can go and study for 15 years
Mhm.
and you never manage a business or you never run a business.
Yeah.
You'll never have the experience you need. You'll just do pen and paper stuff. And having hands-on experience is way better than having a certificate. Well, if you watch it, if you want to get employed,
Yes.
a certificate probably will be better. But for running a small business, hands-on learning. Also, get as much information on like your type of business
Mhm.
as possible. Like everything from the 1800s, everything. Like learn stuff down to the science. Like for baking, because I like science so much, it's so easy for me to like certain things that happen in baking, like
Yeah,
the crystallization of sugar and butter.
the experimental part.
It have a scientific name for it. It's a process that happens. So I learned all those things to help me be better.
Yeah,
Also, I like to watch videos on, like, not just videos of just business gurus. I'll tell you, like, get up and do this and
Yeah.
all those things there. Like people that actually like mega rich,
Mhm.
you understand, and they start from the bottom. Like I like to listen to their pointers. I like to listen to videos on them. And the most important thing, I say in it lastly, but the most important thing is always put your business in God's hands. Like always have a relationship with God for your business as well, because God is the commander of everything.
Yes, that's true.
If your business fail, sometimes 9 times out of 10, God had something to do with it. So I believe you should always have a close relationship with God, and you should always put your business in God's hands.
And of
Lastly.
course, I do agree with every single point you give. And of course, as a young person, hearing all these tips from you, of course, even for me, I'm motivated and inspired right now. And of course, I can imagine for all the rest of our young persons, and of course, all the folks, of course, who is listening and viewing. And we are right on the dot. It is 10 minutes past the hour of 5 p.m. And of course, we do want to thank the owner of Yummies Bakery for coming in to really share her story and really share the entire process and journey of starting a small business, and of course as a young person still managing a business. And of course she's a baker. I think you deserve that title. She's a baker.
I am
She is
self-taught.
a self-taught baker. So put that on you guys' mind when you're searching for her page and you're trying to contact her. So again, tell all listeners the name of your social media pages that they will be able to.
So my Instagram page is Yummies Bakery. That's YUMMIES Bakery _. And also, if you are in town, working in town, go to school in town, I will be in front of NDFD this Friday for the marketplace thing from like 11 a.m. I think to 4 p.m. So you can get your cookies and other treats there.
Of course, I will be stopping by on Friday. And of course, anybody that wants to tag along with me, just wait for me at the entrance. Don't even go NDFD. Please wait for me by court so we can go together as much as possible. So we meeting at 10:30 a.m. on Friday. So please stand at the entrance of courts and you guys will see me. I will give you the call. I may be wearing a red shirt or something on that day. So of course we do look forward to coming and trying your thing. And of course, please try to make a fruit at least 3 of them. Try to say free.
You are going to wait like everyone else.
Wow. And of course I'm not getting any
No special treatment. That's not fair.
And of course, thank you so much for coming in. Of course, it was a blast this afternoon. And of course, we do look forward to being back with you right here. And of course, it may not be in studio, who knows, but we will be having a part 2 with you. And of course, for those of you on the Facebook Live, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the love, the share, the comments, the support as always. And thank you for supporting my girl, Megan, Dennis right there of Yummies Bakery. And of course, for those of you listening, thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, it's been a pleasure being your host. Again, I am for this environment. And this was another episode of the Nature Isle Small Business Buzz, brought to you compliments Archipelago Trading, agents of Beacon Insurance Limited. Thank you so much, Miss Dennis. And of course, safe travels back home. And we will see you bright and early on Friday morning.
That's for sure. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Take care. Thank you guys, and stay tuned. We have the evening news package coming up next.
Point net mwen asutable ba mwen. Pe vite souple mwen presse.
Ça let me see Mac.